quickly. Good tackling. It was Danny Lee coming in third man. Nick Howe was there, and also the little scrum half Paul Green was in quickly too. The run coming in then from Chris Joynt, the captain, back to Sean Long. Then good ball back on the inside to Perolini. Little half break, but well stopped by Nick Graham. Cunningham the dummy half. Hammond back in the side after a bout of pneumonia. Not the best kick. Straight into the arms of David Peachey.
Well, not a great tactic there by the standoff Carl Hammond. Right down the throat of the fullback Peachey. And we saw against Warrington last week how dangerous the fullback he is. He loves to join into the attack.
Cronulla then with the football in their hands for the first time. And that was Jason Stevens driving the ball in. And he's looking to the referee and asking about a possible penalty. The referee will have none of it. Now he will. He pings St Helens for offside.
Cunningham, also the centre, Andy Haig, came up very, very quickly. 4 or 5. Just took a step in front of Campbell there. What a night for him, Kieran Cunningham. He wants to have the game of his life, he tells me. He really wants to get into the swing of things. And his runs from dummy half, Eddie, that is the key to Saints' success. Good, strong performance by the pack of forwards, and he can lead by example, the hooker Cunningham.
Well, Matt Rogers is going to have the first shot at goal in this match. Just 2 minutes old, and St Helens caught offside, had to play the ball, so Rogers has this opportunity to get the first points on the board. A try and 4 goals for Matt Rogers at Warrington, but maybe significantly just 4 successful kicks from 8 attempts. That's the angle that young Rogers has. Left-footed kicker, perfect side for it, drifts it towards the posts, and it curls round beautifully, just comes inside the post, and Cronulla have an early lead, 2-0.
Saints caught very quickly coming up on the blind side, and I'm sure that their coach Sean McRae would have told the side to get in the faces of this Cronulla Sharks side. They just cannot afford to give them any latitude at all. There is so much talent out there, especially in the three-quarter line from the Sharks outfit.
Good start for Cronulla then, and their coach John Lang. This is Apollo Perolini making good ground, some 15 metres out from his own line. This now is Danny Arnold. The crowd screaming that there was an offside there as well. And again, this is Matautia. This crowd at Knowsley Road is very, very partisan. Sean Long now, playing in the first division last week, now in the World Club Championship.
Well, they're pretty keen off the mark of his Shark.
Leave him. He was fed by Matautia. That's the last tackle.
Good tackle by the hooker, Trista there.
Kick from Long is straight into the arms of Matt Rogers.
Well, they've got to get this kicking game right. That's the second occasion that it's gone straight to a Cronulla Shark. They've got to turn them around. They've got to give them a chance to get the kick and chase game going. They've yet to do that.
Now this is the tall figure of Danny Lee. Like Andrew Ettinghausen, a survivor of the minor premiership in the 80s. Good movement though. And here now is Russell Richardson, but that's a good tackle. Andy Haig and Anthony Sullivan would not be bossed out of that. That's great work from Sullivan. Super work from Sullivan. He simply rolled Matt Rogers over the touchline.
Good eager work from the marker position, and that's what's needed. Well, we said the Sharks were quick, but Sullivan was up to that task. He was like lightning from the play the ball. See how he faces it. As soon as he was touched with the foot, he was on. He was onside.
Not putting his head in the scrum. So David Campbell gives St Helens the penalty.
Well, you don't see that all that often these days. Don't see much pushing in the scrum at all. So why on earth he refused to put his head down is beyond belief.
That's Andy Leatham who takes that tackle. Hunt gives it to Hammond, who finds Perolini. Perolini gets the Saints over the halfway line.
Well, that was a flop there with a knee.
By Lee.
Big prop forward, Danny Lee.
tremendous play from Paul Green. He was
Matautia, but also great defence from ET. The experience of Andrew Ettingshausen offered him the touchline, and he knew he had to get the ball back on the inside. He coughed up possession to the Sharks.
The Sharks ahead by 2 points to nil, in possession with Nick Green. Just inside the St Helens half of the field. Treaster with a good run. Good tackling though. They want the high kick, and there it comes from Healy. Rogers is after this. Prescott reached it.
That'll be a drop out from underneath the sticks.
It hit the corner flag.
It was a beautiful high kick. Prescott was in a central position. They were all onside, but you could see how they forced the fullback Prescott away into the corner. That is great tactics there by Cronulla.
And those long shadows on the Nosey Road carpet here, indicating that the sun is going to be a bit of a problem for the Saints in this first half.
Well, that's the reason why the standoff Mitch Healy. It was an enormous kick. The surprising thing about that Steve Prescott was left on his own. Sullivan has to go back and help if he can.
Good tackling. O'Neill on Graham. Green to Healy, then out wide it goes to Nikau.
Again,
that was Richardson again.
Again, Cronulla using the dummy runners, but they are not fooling this Saints defence. It's been solid so far. They really are toughing it out with them.
Healy again, misses out one and finds Green. Green misses out Graham and finds Ettinghausen, and he just slipped 11 metres from the St Helens line. Healy again dabs it through, well read by Prescott, and he does well. Great tackle on him by Nick Graham though.
Nice play there, the halfback, but also great play from Steve Prescott. Bit of a facial there to Sullivan. The crowd don't like it. Referee says get on with it. We're not playing marbles out there. This is rough and tough stuff.
Perolini straightens it up for St Helens. Gets to the 20-metre line. No one though in support.
And there should have been the second phase of attack there. There was 3 players sucked in, and that's how you get the opportunities.
Hammond, quick play the ball to Cunningham. Cunningham though, tremendous defence. This from the Sharks. Last tackle, they have to kick, and Long does. It's a good kick from Sean Long.
That'll build his confidence. A little bit nervous with the first kick. Went right down the throat of the Cronulla Shark, but on that occasion, make sure that the fullback David Peachy could get nowhere near it. Slowing the game down. Well, it's been an impressive start by both sides. Defence is on top.
So Paul Green feeds that scrum, gets the possession. Little half break again. He lost it though. Play on.
There was 2 in attendance there. Saints were lucky. They reefed it there, and there was 2 men in attendance. It was Prescott that brought it out, but they've got away with it. Can they turn it into points? Quick play of the ball, that's what they need now.
Not the best pass. Long does well to retain possession for his new club. It dropped around his ankles, this.
Not the best pass, and he put his body on the line. Shows you that he's not frightened in this big-time stuff.
30 metres out from the Cronulla line. That's Long again. He gives it to Hammond. Hammond then to nobody. And a good job that Arnold was first to react. And he comes in field. And that's Forrester who was there to meet him. Tackle completed. Last one. Hammond will hoist the bomb. They're all after it.
They were all onside and they just missed it.
Joint chips it over the top now. Peachy picks up and clears the danger.
Well, it showed quite conclusively there that the skipper, Chris Joint, is not a kicker of the football. It was a wasted effort. That's the 3rd occasion that they've found the Cronulla Shark with the kick. They've got to keep turning them around.
Nick Graham again gets to the 40-metre line, despite the attentions of 3 St Helens defenders. Nikau wanted it this way. They've gone the other way instead and found Stevens again. He drags the Sharks to the halfway line. 10 minutes gone here at Nosey Road. 2-0. Good start from St Helens. But ominously, Sean McRae's got his hand on his head again. And The Sharks are starting to break the line. That's a good little kick, and it's full. Prescott, who did really well, and gets back into the field of play.
Oh, it was dangerous there. Prescott lunged out the left arm, made sure that the ball was in the field of play. I don't remember what happened. I think was it at Wembley to go away with it on that day.
They've been penalised, not offside. E.T. moving off the mark at the play of the ball. Penalty to St Helens.
But you can see that it wasn't square. You must stand directly behind each other, and E.T. was a yard to the right. Well spotted by David Campbell.
Well, they're all standing there in front of David Campbell when that play the ball was made. St Helens still in possession. This is Danny Arnold. They're having trouble getting out of their own 20-metre zone.
They're having problems trying to get around this.
Lovely run, Sean Long, just ankle tap. Good tackle by Stevens it was. Cunningham, then to Matautia. Matautia with the power and the strength to trouble any side. Here's Long again. He started brightly for Saints. That's a much better kick. But it might just pick up pace, and it does, and it runs dead. It at least turned Rodgers round.
He acknowledges the rest of his teammates that it was just a little bit too wrong. This was a lovely break, though. That will build his confidence and also spell out the warning to the Cronulla Sharks that they have got a little halfback that is going to give them a lot of problems. They'll start to wonder what other tricks he does have up his sleeve.
This is Graham again. Haig with the tackle, helping out his captain Joint. Now Stevens. Oh, and he bundled Matautia off his feet, but Matautia, credit him, he held on to his ankles. Nice play again from Forrester. Metres gained. Cronulla making better at the time when the football's in their hands, and here's more metres for them now with Nick Howe.
Did well to use the referee there.
Last tackle.
Slight suspicion it was a forward pass to Nick Howe.
That's Ettinghausen, out wide it comes to Rodgers. That's a brilliant try. But was it forward?
It was.
It was.
Rodgers can't believe it. But I think you'll find that when E.T. got the football away, it goes forward. Only slightly. But see how he used the referee, Nick Howe, here. And the pass from Healy perhaps looked suspiciously forward. But good play, though, by the international New Zealander, Nick Howe. Well, what a let-off there. E.T.'s pass out wide to Matt Rodgers, deemed forward by the referee, Campbell.
A much brighter opening, though, against Cronulla than it was for St Helens against the Warriors last Friday as the European zone kicked off. We have to remember that until the London game here at Knowsley Road last month, the Saints had gone 21 home games without dropping so much as a point. But since then, it's all gone terribly wrong for the champions. Injuries and loss of form. But I must say, the opening 14 minutes or so here at Knowsley Road, far more encouraging. Due in no small measure to the start that young man has made, Sean Long.
Did well there to give himself space. It was a nice sidestep. But once again, good position by the fullback, David Peachey. A real star in the making, this fellow. Australia have got so many good fullbacks.
Well, we saw one this morning, didn't we, for Brisbane, Lockyer and Brett Mullins yesterday. They are blessed with some of the finest fullbacks in the world. And this is Barnett, the Kiwi test winger. Good ball again, Stevens, and that's Green. Well wrapped up by Andy Hay. Healy to Lee. Lee looking for support on the inside, taking on Joint, and with Haig brought to ground.
The Saints defence are hanging back, though. Cronulla getting over the advantage line with ease.
This is Nick Howe, pops the ball up for Richardson, he dropped it.
Good play by Hunt there. He read that to perfection. He knew that he was going to do the runaround, and Hunt got himself in the middle. Look at that, and also good work by Carl Hammond. They read it perfectly.
That was a little run from Danny Arnold on the first tackle. Here now Julian O'Neill.
Well, the crowd, they're baying for blood out there for the referee Campbell to blow them up for offside, but They're very slow at getting this ball out wide at the play of the ball. They've got to smarten that up.
Good ball, that was Matautia, but well watched. Terrific tackle by Lee on the big Western Samoan. Here's Hammond now. Good to see Hammond back in the side after that bout of illness. Andy Haig, the dummy half, to Long again, who clips the ball over the top, but again straight down the throat of Rogers. He gives it now to Peachy.
Well, that's another wasted kick. It will not be pleasing the coach, Sean McRae. Oh, the boo-boo time for Barnett. The pressure perhaps beginning to show. A little bit lower than the breadbasket. Would not have pleased John Lang. 2 points in front. That's not a big enough lead, I'm sure, for John Lang, the coach.
Well, he's hit his average handling error total for the match, 1. And St Helens now in possession again with Hammond, who finds Haig, who's taking on Ettinghausen.
Well, the dummy half has got to stop taking a step forward first. Just get it off the ground straight away. It's vital seconds. That's better.
Long, and he takes over again, finds Perolini. Good defence again, though. They move up so quickly. Cronulla making twice as many handling errors as Saints in the opening 16.5 minutes here. Arnold plays the ball to Cunningham. It's now with Long, and helped on wide to Hammond. Back to Sean Long. He injects a little bit of pace, finds Alan Hunt. It's very flat at the moment. Hunt back to Prescott. Prescott then gives it back to O'Neill, and he straightens it up. They get back to the 20-metre line from whence all that started.
Saints have to stand a bit deeper, but they'll opt for the high kick now from Long.
Good kick too, angle kick. They're trying to protect Peachy as he comes for it. He's dropped it.
Offside.
Got to be. Penalty in front of the sticks. It was a great kick, and I think it was Treaster, was it, who was caught offside?
Certainly came off Peachy, the full back. Was a hooker, yeah, Treaster. Healy finished up with the football in the end. It was a beautiful kick by Long. Peachy went high. Fingertips it came, and the man in front, no option for the official to give the penalty right in front. This should square it up.
Yes, penalty to St Helens, bang in front of the posts, and it's Sean Long who's going to take the kicks at goal, so he really is filling in every sense of the phrase for Bobby Goulding here, playing at scrum half, and now with the responsibility of kicking for goal. Well, 10 metres away from the posts, bang in front. This should be easy for Sean Long, who kicked 13 goals with Widnes before his move here. And his tally with the Saints is underway. St Helens 2, Cronulla 2. Sean McRae, impassive on the front row of the main stand, but I'm sure he's a lot more impressed with the opening stanza here than he was against the Auckland Warriors just a week last Friday.
Well, we mentioned before the kick-off that how important it would be for the St Helens pack to work very hard, and they've roughed it and toughed it out with the Cronulla 6. They've got to keep going for the full 80.
This is Graham, and he's broken through. It's a great run. He's got Peachy in support. He's turned Prescott inside out. Long's trying to get to him. They get to him in the end. Peachy is hauled down by Prescott. It was a great chase back. And that's good play also from Prescott, who's pushed out of the way as Cronulla want to get on with it.
Long is down, receiving treatment for an injury. That's a high one.
This is Healy.
He must have gone very close there. Well, Stevens must have gone close. He was unsighted.
Stevens thinks he's plundered a try. Let's have a look.
Oh, I think that just was out.
That looked short of the line.
Quarter of an inch. Well, it's been centimetres. He finally rolls it over. The first touchdown is close, and I don't think he got it down with control. He had another second go. Now, are they going to deem that Prescott has already touched it? Prescott knocks it there, and then he rolls over. I don't think that's a try. You can see the arm goes over the top of the football. when he makes the impact, it is not touching the whitewash. It's close.
Well, the video ref here at Nosey Road tonight is Jeff Berry, who is watching these very pictures that you are somewhere in the Nosey Road Stadium. And it's now down to Jeff Berry to make his decision. David Campbell has handed it on. Jason Stevens watches in the big screen. Try is given. 4 points to Cronulla. It looked as though it was just short, but obviously on second, third and fourth view, Jeff Berry believed the ball was grounded on the line.
Well, there's a great break by the second row, Nick Graham, and then Peachy. Healy out wide, and look how they're bringing back on the inside. Great work by Green. Healy again that got him to there. He went pretty close, and the Saints defence was all at sea. Good work by Stevens. He spotted the opening. They were very slow. Wonderful run by this young fullback, David Peachy. Good work by Long, but he got injured in doing that ankle tap. He was receiving treatment while this was going on. Well, I'm not so sure of mine, but I'm not the video referee. He didn't appear to have much control over that. When he did have control, I thought it was short, but I ain't the guy.
Well, Stevens joined this year after 5 seasons with St. George. He broke a thumb, by the way, in the first minute of the 1993 Grand Final. Matt Rogers adds the extras from bang in front. He doesn't miss opportunities like that. St. Helens 2, Cronulla 8. And as soon as they hit back and level the scores, Cronulla snapped back at the other end.
It was tremendous work. 65 metres they came down. It's pretty close to see. You'd need the slide rule. We slowed it down, and obviously the video ref was quite happy that there was downward pressure, but let's not take anything away from that wonderful effort by Cronulla. They turned defence into attack superbly.
They certainly do, and that, by the way, was Jason Stevens' first ever try for the Cronulla Sharks. Well, Hammond and Matautia have gone off, and Pickavance and Anderson came on while we were waiting for Matt Rogers to take that conversion. That's a bit of a blow for the Saints, with Hammond having to go off. Matautia, he was certainly St. Helens' most lively forward, but here now is Pickavance.
Well, Saints have got to try to drag out this defence rather than just, oh, another bad kick, I'm afraid.
Cunningham from dummy half straight into the arms of Rogers, and here he goes. A good job. But well, they got the ankle tap on him. It was Anderson.
Was it Anderson? Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Chris Joynt, I think.
It was Andy Leatham.
Well, we get it right sometime, yeah. Either way, he got him.
Here's Green and Nick out. Looking for the runner. He dumps the ball, meanwhile, into the arms of Green again. Here's Stevens, the try scorer. Bell takes over. Green takes over. Steve-O, will you leave me alone? It's now is Forrester.
Jungle up the dictionary, don't
They'll throw any number up and permit. Now then, here's Stevens again. Healy takes that brilliantly, and that's good defence from Saints. They just hold him up on his back. He was just short. It's Green again. Peachy gets away from Haig and away from Joynt, but not away from Prescott.
And that's the way to do it. Ball and all tackle. A few of the Saints are just grasping.
Green again, dabs it through. Almost hit the post. That would have bounced back into play, but good defence from St. Helens there.
Good play with a little half-back. He's a live wire. Just a little bit too strong. Only Green knew what was happening. There was no support from his fellow players. It's going to be a tough one, this. This Cronulla defence is so solid, and that's why they've got to start doing the different options, running the angles. I'm afraid they're just trying to play one-out football, which is playing into the hands of this Cronulla defence. You've got to try to shift them and move them around, confuse them somewhat.
Here's Chris Joynt to the halfway line, but hauled down at that point on the field. Cunningham dummy half. Long, that's a good ball to Arnold, but a super tackle from Stevens. Long again. Elects for the high kick this time. Long himself is after it. Peachy's under it. Got it at the second attempt under pressure from Alan Hunt.
Good work by Alan Hunt there. Put the fullback Peach under a lot of pressure, but he was equal to the task. Well, there's plenty of work to do, David Peachy. He's so strong and confident.
Incidentally, we're just hearing that Vila Matautia is in the blood bin for St Helens, so that won't count on the substitute list. He's just being patched up. Green, meanwhile, slips on the turf. Nikau. 30 metres away from the St Helens line, with Healy, who will hoist the bomb again, and here's a tester for Prescott once more. Great pressure on him, but he comes up with the ball again, Steve Prescott.
Well, he does well there. You could see there were 3 Cronulla players coming to him. We are not getting the support. Sullivan really should have been back there to help.
Well, that was an Academy Award from Sullivan. He just dives and he's got the penalty. And what's more, Andrew Ettinghausen has back-chatted the referee. He didn't agree with that decision, and so they're marched 10 metres further up the field.
Well, the experienced Australian centre knew that he'd been conned by Sullivan. Didn't like it, but that's not the way to lead by example as a skipper.
Long with a little bit of a space. Great run from Sean Long. On his own, though, he's taking them all on. Super run.
Mitch Healy has gone high, and the referee will have a few words. That was a high run. Where did he make the contact? It was on the ball. Or was it? I think you'll find it went for the ball and his fingers went into the face. Will he put him on report? I don't know. No, he won't. But what a great run. The second of the game for Sean Long. Well, a couple of his kicks have been wayward, but not his ability to break through this defence. It was a big shot across the chest, but the fingers did go into the face, and that's why the penalty is being given. And E.T. is far from impressed with the referee, David Campbell, but he's surely got nothing to complain about there. But that will have lifted their spirits, Eddie. A beautiful run by Sean Long.
And here comes Tian Strauss, the former Springbok Rugby Union captain, and it's Nick Graham who has gone into the blood bin. So Sean Long, who was fouled with that high shot from Mitch Healy, now has the opportunity to exact the retribution of 2 points.
Well, the big problem there was, whilst the little halfback Sean Long was going through that wonderful weaving run, the big disappointment for that man, the coach Sean McRae, was the fact that there was no support.
It was a great run though, wasn't it?
Tremendous stuff.
Certainly will lift the spirits of this St Helens side and their supporters. Just what the doctor ordered. Long's kick's on its way, but he's missed it. What's more, it hasn't even gone dead, so that has given Cronulla the opportunity to run the ball out. And he can't really afford to miss opportunities like that for 2 easy points. It stays then at 8 points to 2.
Well, the worst thing was that he didn't go dead in goal, did he? He didn't have enough power. They may have been better served to put that ball over the touchline, run out a set of 6, put the Sharks under pressure.
I think he was trying to be a little too accurate, wasn't he, Sean Long? But that's good defence from Saints. They've restricted the Sharks to 5 tackles inside their own half. Healy puts the kick in again, down into this corner where the sunlight is pretty strong, and Prescott content to allow the ball to run dead in goal.
Good tactics there by the standoff Mitch Healy. He's a talented player, and you can see the long shadows, so pushing it into the right-hand corner as Cronulla are running towards the general offices here at Knowsley Road.
Hunt now gets away from one, and that's a good run up to the halfway line.
That's better. They're catching the Cronulla Sharks on the back foot on a few occasions now. But they've got to be quicker at this play of the ball. Get it away.
Long to Anderson. He pops it up then to Perolini. Perolini being forced back.
Good work by the big centre, Russell Richardson. And he scored 4 tries against Warrington, but his defensive quality tonight has been outstanding.
The kick from Anderson was out on the fall. It only went about an inch above the ground, but out it went.
Well spotted by the touch judge.
was left in no doubt by all the Cronulla players who waved that back with him. This is Lee now. O'Neill and Perolini surround him. A bit of a help from Kieran Cunningham as well. Green.
Good defence. Pickavant's leading the way.
Healy gets it out wide here to Richardson. Scragged to the floor by Haig and Joint. 20 metres away from the St Helens line. This is Lang now. And St Helens working really hard, but maybe not as hard as Cronulla in the tackling department. Healy dabs the ball through. Ettingshausen. He's held up on his back. That's good defence again.
That'll be the turnover. They run the power play and then opted for the kick. It was a neat move. Obviously one that they've practiced at the training ground. They got caught there, Saints, but the scrambling defence was enough. Steve Prescott coming to the rescue as well with the centre, Andy Hay.
That's a great run. Anderson, he gives it to Hunt. Hunt looks out wide, but Arnold, it was a looping pass, and Arnold had to apply the air brakes. But this is a good period of play for Saints. Long will sweep it now into the arms of Prescott, who finds Sullivan, the Welsh flyer. Good tackle from Rogers.
Beautiful sliding defence there. You could see how Cronulla just moved across as the ball was being spun out wide. Now then, will they opt for the big kick again? They've got to turn the fullback around, or are they using the power play?
Well, Anderson tried to get the kick in. He was flattened, and I think the referee has blown the whistle for a penalty.
Looks like the big prop forward, Danny Lee, committed himself, and that was a pretty high one. Crowd don't like it. They've seen it on the video screen. First impact on the shoulder, but you can see that he finished up underneath the chin. Perhaps a good thing, especially for Paul Anderson, is that Lee did not follow through. He pulled the left arm away after the initial impact. Now the way he went into the chin.
So Sean Long to Anderson, and he then pops the ball up for O'Neill. Cunningham, Anderson again, Joint on a diagonal run. Good defence though. Super tackle from Strauss. No penalty, play on, Long to Hunt. Well, they're playing a lot more adventurously tonight, St Helens.
Tremendous build-up there. It took a great tackle from Forrester.
Pickavant, out the back door it goes to Long. Long, who gets away from one, gives the ball then to Leatham. Leatham still going before he's dropped to the turf. A period of concerted pressure here from the Saints. Anderson to Alan Hunt. Last tackle. Hunt halted 5 metres short of the line. Cunningham dabs it into the in goal. It was too strong. Well, the moment it left it, boot.
Another wasted kick there. And Cunningham saying to his players that he thought that that was the best option, but I think they wanted it out wide. Sean Long was streaming for the football. He wanted to put a high one up.
Saints enjoying the greater of the possession. That's presumably why the tackle count is rising for Cronulla Sharks. That's good play though. This is Green, but that's a smashing tackle by Cunningham on Green, ball and all wrapped up.
Good play though by Strauss. Turn in the tackle with 3 in attendance, get the ball away. That'll catch the defence out.
Healy looks for Nicow, who in turn looks for Richardson. He stepped round one. He's a try unless Prescott can get to him. Prescott cut him down to begin with, but Richardson showed all the power and all the pace that he has, that was demonstrated so visibly at Warrington last week, and he's gone over for the try. His 5th touchdown in this World Club Championship. Tremendous effort from Richardson. What a star of the future this is.
Outstanding try. We said before the match, and we showed how they used the dummy runners. Long ball out wide, Nicow. They expected that E.T. was going to get it, and you can see that they came out of the one line of defence. Excellent play by Richardson. He really is a talent, this youngster. But notice how the defence will go for E.T. They expect a short ball from Nicow. There you saw it. It was the centre, Andy Hay. Left an enormous opening here. See how the eyes looked into the corner, give the impression he was going to go outside, Steve Prescott. And then he just gets in, but he just gets this down. What a tremendous try.
Yes, 4 tries against Warrington last week and 1 here at Knowsley Road tonight. He is a man of immense talent. He's only 20 years of age. And no doubt, John Lang, very proud of that move. And Richardson, wouldn't surprise me at all if he was an outside chance of an Australian tour at the end of this year, the form he's shown in this World Club Championship. Rogers, meanwhile, floats the conversion towards the posts, misses, 12 points to 2. But a competitive match for all of that.
There you see Hay, he's going to go, he thinks E.T.'s going to get the football, he doesn't. Beautiful ball from Nick Howe. Well, that really was superb play by Nick Howe. Hay was pulling, and what a fine finish. 4 against Warrington, that's the first tonight here. He's running hot as a kid.
Yes, and he had 1 disallowed by the video ref last week. He's got a great future, Russell Richardson. So 12-2, Cronulla ahead, but by no means a catastrophe in the opening half hour here for St Helens, the champions, who are still missing, remember, Paul Newlove, Tommy Martin, Bobby Goulding, Derek McVie, Andy Northey, Chris Morley, and Joey Hayes hasn't played all season. So 7 first-teamers still on the sidelines injured. That's why they paid the money for Sean Long, who's put that kick in. That's a much better kick too. It turns Peachy round, but the chase just a touch slow. Rogers now. Big gap has opened up for Rogers. He's got support from Barnett. Barnett gives the pass back. Here's Peachy again. He's chimed into the line once more. Out wide it goes. This is Richardson once more. This time down the opposing touchline. What a good run, but what a good ankle tap. They haven't held him, and Richardson was on his way to the try line. Prescott was on his back.
Good cover defence by Prescott. He's just got the ankle tap to it. They're caught out wide if they can swing it out to the right.
It's with Nick Howe. He's going down the middle, and Nick Howe will score for the Sharks. To Nick Howe, and you can put that one down to Nick Howe for the 4 points, but it was created by a wonderful run down the opposite touchline from that man, Russell Richardson.
Well, you put it down to the fact that they didn't kick and chase. It was a beautiful kick downfield. They turned the fullback Dave Peachy around, but Richardson on the outside. There you see, just going to hand it tap. It was Danny Arnold that got there in the end, but from this area, Saints were always going to be bunched up. It wasn't the best pass out wide. They missed Green out completely. Beautiful little pass. Oh, they were queuing up out wide. They were always going to be stretched. But they can only blame themselves. The St Helens, this is the kick, the chase. They should have gone there. They started going backwards. They should have shoved him into the corner. And good work there. One wing, Rogers comes through. Richard Barnett came from the left, and this is how it finished. That is a fine try. It's teamwork personified.
In his 3rd year at Cronulla after leaving Castleford, to Nick Howe and a thoughtful Sean McRae watching that. The kick is good from Rogers. 18 points to 2. The Sharks ahead. Rogers making no mistake whatsoever with that conversion from bang in front of the posts. So 18 points to 2. And Rogers restarts, and it's relentless, isn't it? The pressure that Cronulla are placing on our champions never seems to end. Perolini. He'll get up now and play it to Cunningham. Turns the ball in field and finds Andy Leatham. Here's Sean Long. Anderson. All wrapped up again. Anderson, that was Martin Lang in very quickly. Number 27, Martin Lang, there he is. The veteran prop forward, Les Davidson, says he's one of the most damaging runners that he has ever seen. Martin Lang. Good kick that. That's better. That's turned them round. It's found touch. Sean Long.
Just about 50-50 in the kicking stakes. Half of them have been excellent. I'm afraid on other occasions, though he was not to blame for that try from Nikau. He'd done the kick, turned the fullback David Peachey around, but I'm afraid the chase was very, very poor. They allowed Peachey to come at them and then also allowed Matt Rogers to come at them. And they really should have forced him into the corner. It would not have pleased their coach, Sean McRae.
Lang again. There's one of those dangerous runs that Les Davidson has been talking about. A damaging run. Little Treaster making good ground from the dummy half position. Healy up the middle, looks for support. It arrives from Lee.
Little Wyvern, isn't he? Little standoff, Mitch Healy. Controlling things out there.
Ettinghausen pops the ball up lovely to Richardson. Pickavance is after him, and this time Pickavance gets hold of him. But they've made 72 metres in the 5 tackles so far. This is the last. Ettinghausen outside of the boot, looking for Rogers, who scores! Easy!
Oh, dearie me.
What a beautiful try, though, Steve-O. Credit E.T. with the... Oh, he's gone for the screen, David Campbell. Maybe he had the sun in his eyes, but what a kick from E.T. and what quick thinking from young Matt Rogers.
Well, all I can think of is that Steve Prescott thought that that ball was going to shoot over the dead-in goal line. This is the build-up to it, and you can see how they're just hesitating. Beautiful pass there from E.T. See how he sucked in the defender, just beautifully laid it off for the big fella. And Russell Richardson, who's coming into his own now. Back on the inside, again the 2 half-backs working well. Neat kick over the top. Now what on earth was Prescott thinking there? He got the bad bounce, but he should have lunged at this. And I'm afraid Prescott anticipated it was going to go dead in goal, but it was poached by Rogers. Good combination. You cannot take that away. Opportunist try there by the winger, Rogers.
And the try is given. David Campbell wanted Jeff Berry, I think, just to check that Rogers was onside. He was, and the ball was certainly touched down cleanly. So another great try for this Cronulla Sharks side. Long ball out wide, back on the inside. E.T. on the outside of the foot, and you could see that Prescott was very lackadaisical there, and he knows it. He really should have gone for that ball, gone to either dive for it with his hands or at least lunge out with a boot, and he knows that that is a bad mistake. But it was a well-weighted kick, though, by E.T. It was a great kick from Ettinghausen. It got a dreadful bounce, did Prescott, but that is of no consolation to Sean McRae. So Rogers trying to improve his own try, and it's worth stating here that in the 7 minutes up to half-time, the Sharks have hit Saints with 3 tries, and that's another conversion from Rogers. 24 points to 2. The complexion of this game has altered dramatically in the minutes immediately before half-time.
Basic football, you just draw the defence and just offload it. Then the kick. They're hanging back, but you have to point the finger there. I know it was a bad bounce, but I just got the impression that Steve Prescott was a bit lazy on that occasion. Well, they desperately need points on the board now. Another try would really kill this game off. They've got to work hard at the Saints now. They've got to get back. That's the lead in the way. Big advance.
Gets it to Prescott. And Prescott taking them on.
That's better.
Midway inside the Cronulla Sharks half of the field with Long and Anderson and Perolini.
Good work, though, by the hooker, Dean Traister. You could see that he put himself into there, though. There's infringement there by the hooker.
Yeah, a little push. But Perolini, Steve-O, such a punishing runner in the Super League, and yet he's having real difficulty in getting over the advantage line, isn't he?
Sure is.
The referee now is putting the scrum down.
Well, they didn't make touch, I think, from the kick. It was touched by the Cronulla player, so that's why they got head and feed, but one against the head, surely.
It was. I'm sure Sean Long fed that scrum, and it came out on the Cronulla side. Ettinghausen on halfway. Here they come again with Strauss, and he gets the pass away to Rogers. chases on, and Sullivan is content just to dab the ball over the whitewash.
Well, I'm not so sure that was the best option either. Better to kick it dead. Rogers on fire at the moment. Perhaps better to kick it dead, and then at least you've got the long dropout. Give you a chance to force back the Sharks, but now they're only 5 metres out.
And they're stretched out wide. And that, I was going to say, almost good defence from Arnold. He missed the tackle on Richardson. Comes back for the second snap with a bit of help from Hunt and Anderson. But the Sharks now are a metre short of the line. Barnett is the dummy half. Back it goes to Green. Wide then to Healy. Looking for the runners out wide. It's Nicow who has found Peachy. And Peachy
looks somewhat forward. That pass to Peachy, surely.
It was. The referee's brought it back.
Rogers can't believe it, but Peachy had to reach forward for that. It took a while for the touch judge to grab the attention of the referee, David Campbell, who, to be fair to the official, had to look to the Murray flag waver, who'd already made his intention. Oh, not again.
Yes, they've won it again with Nicow. One against the head from Nicow, and a try for Nicow. That's his second. They had a real push on at that scrum, and they just ran over the top of the St Helens pack, and Nicow picked it up and said, thanks very much. Second try for Nicow.
Turn back the clock. Just a simple push at the scrum, and you can see they're going backwards. It was a boot, it was out of the back of the scrum. It was all on. The prop forward had a swing at it, Jason Stevens, and it just popped up. It is a gift. Nicow will not get a softer try than that. Well, 2 against the head, or should we say a mistake outside the scrum on this occasion. But to lose possession at 2 scrums is a sin. There it goes in, it's out now, and there was the foot. It was all play on. Good work though by the prop forward, Jason Stevens.
Well, Nicow was quite a star when he was at Castleford, but I must say in the 3 seasons he's been at Cronulla, he seems to have put on a bit of power and certainly a lot of strength. That's his second try here. And it's a little bit like the old dam busters, isn't it? The pressure has told in the minutes immediately prior to half-time again. Rogers from bang in front will add 2 more points to the Sharks total. 30 points to 2. At one stage it was going so well, 8-2 for a long time. Then we get over the half-hour mark, and the champions couldn't hack it up to half-time against the Sharks. And look at the score now, 30 points to 2.
Full credit to the Sharks, though. Their approach play has been excellent in this first half. Big runs by the forwards, and then back on the inside with the 2 halfbacks, Green and Healy, controlling things.
That's the half, and the total metres gained for Cronulla over 1,000 during the course of that first half. Well, we have to applaud the skills that are on show here from these Australians. They really are giving the European game something to think about and consider, and of course it all starts again in the middle of July when these fixtures are reversed and St Helens will be heading off to the other side of the world. And Steve-O, if the fixtures are reversed, wouldn't it be nice to see the scorelines reversed on 18th of July onwards?
Well, let's hope that the British sides, the European sides, they learn from this. But as you say, you must applaud the clash of heads there. And there's 2 very sick players.
It's Nicow who is hurt, and Andy Leatham. Well, actually, it wasn't. It was there's a chance of a try here. But Prescott doing well with Ettingshausen.
Looks as though Prescott actually pinched the ball. You know, we talk about the skills, he's still got it as E.T. Maybe that's the reason. Extraterrestrial, eh? And there you see it wasn't the best play of the ball, and Ettinghausen went through, and Prescott did well there. Covered up under a lot of pressure.
The referee penalised Ettingshausen though for all of that. And here now is Perolini.
I must say it's a joy to watch the two centres, isn't it? E.T., the experience, giving the opportunity for the youngster Russell Richardson.
Good strong run from Anderson. Cunningham to Long and Joint. Here's Matautia back out of the blood bin. And now Leatham ducks under one challenge, but they held on. Trista held on to his shirt tails. Long hoists the kick. What little bit of sunlight is now in the eyes of Peachy, and off the hands of Barnett. He tidies up.
Good option there, the big high kick. It's amazing how high this fullback David Peachy actually get into the air. Tremendous leap.
Lang now for Cronulla.
Well, Saints playing for a lot of pride now. Please give their fans something to cheer about, something to build upon. We keep mentioning all the injury problems that they've had, and but it's now the time to dig deep. That'll be play on. It was pinched by Cunningham.
And it's six
Back
more
to
tackles to go.
And it's correct. And you see, whips the ball away from Paul Green. It was deliberate.
Nikau grounded, right on the halfway line. Wearily, somewhat then. Nikau gets to his feet. This now is Strauss. Vila Matautia all over him. Lee. Prop forward. Big,
works hard,
rough
doesn't he?
Character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big boy. See how he attracts 2 and 3 defenders to him, and then quick ball out wide. Look how deep on the angle they go.
Last tackle. Wasn't a bad run that from Jeff Bell. Green will hoist the kick. Prescott's after this again. Prescott has dealt with those very confidently tonight. He's just signed a new deal, has Steve Prescott. Contract negotiations finally ended, and he's here at Nosey Road till 1999. But Chris Joint is ploughing a lone furrow. There was no one then moving up to support him. Frustration on the terraces at Nosey Road.
Swarming defence by the Sharks. Well, they're the Predators, and they're certainly showing how sharp their teeth are tonight.
Cunningham on halfway, gets it back to Joint. He in turn finds Prescott, and they relaunch this way with Pedalini and Hunt.
But they stood so flat, they've got to take a leaf out of the book of Cronulla and stand deep.
Nobody was lining up then to run on to any pass that might have been forthcoming.
Well, it's a problem for the Saints coach, Sean McRae. It's obvious that Sean Long, although he's got a very good short kicking game, I'm afraid he doesn't seem to have the strength to turn them around.
Good drive in from Strauss again on halfway. This is Lee, gets it away to Trista, and they now start to launch an attack again through Green. Patacake up the middle on Green. Now they get him.
But you can see the big prop forward there, Danny Lee, attracting 3 or 4 players and still twisting in the tackle and offloading.
Nikau, good ball that was to Bell. And a good tackle from Andy Haig. Here's Lang again. What a run. That was high from Perolini.
Was it ever? Well, Lang bounced up as though just a mosquito had hit him. And that was not a mosquito. That was a big right arm from Perolini. Oh, full credit to Martin Lang. This was a bone cruncher. And he bounced off the ground and straight back up. And I think that may just have saved the big fella sending off.
In the red zone then, the Cronulla Sharks once more with Lee. O'Neill there and Cunningham. They're 8 metres from the line now. Green gets the pass away. Good strong run coming in from Forrester. He stands in the tackle. Then he falls. Ever closer the Sharks get. Peachy to Green again. He's just dancing. Out wide it comes to Barnett. Barnett then cuts inside. Magnificent play from Richie Barnett. leaving the Saints trailing in his wake. As the raise of the eyebrows from Barnett, the Kiwi test winger. Magnificent try, really.
Well, they just allowed Paul Green to do exactly what he wanted here. Step, throws the dummy. What's he going to do? Will stand back, throws the dummy, spins out from Hunt, long ball out wide. Nice step by Richard Barnett. That is so easy. His all-class is a little halfback Paul Green. You cannot allow him this sort of latitude. Not one player went for the legs on that occasion, and not even on Barnett. You've got to get the legs. One step. I'm going high. What is he doing? I'm going high. Spin out of that. I'm going high. And they go high again. Well, all those highs turns into a lows for the Saints. That was a well-taken try, but you've got to point the finger yet again at poor defence.
Tremendous try from Barnett. It was their 7th touchdown last week when he scored against Warrington. Their 6th here tonight. So Rogers with another conversion attempt. 5 out of 6, 4 from 8 at Warrington. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. Left-footed, and he just drifts it in. With a touch of draw and over the top of the crossbar it goes.
There you see, they should have shut him down there. And there's a defence. Not what you could class as a straight line of defence. They all hold back. What's he doing? What's he doing? Tell you what he's doing. He's getting the ball out wide. Well, they won't come any more easier than that for Richard Barnett. But full credit, though, Paul Green is a dynamic package.
Well, St Helens really are up against it now, and they're just not able to break through this resolute Cronulla Sharks defence. And I do hope, Steve-O, I sincerely hope that the European game takes note of these score lines and of these performances from the Australian teams, and that we act now and build for future World Club Championships.
Well, that's why this competition is so good. A lot of people may disagree with me, but there's got to come a time when you get the slide rule out and see how far you've got to go. I know it's painful, but we cannot just sweep this under the carpet. We'd need a big carpet to do that. We've got to stand up and be counted and admit we have still work to do. But this is the only way we can learn. Before and in the past, when the Australian international sides came over, we thought it was perhaps just a collection of 24, 25, 26 players who are the best in the world from Australia. But I think you'll realise now that the Australian side could send over 4, 5 or maybe even 6 sides that could match it with our boys. So things have to change, and change quickly.
10 minutes into the second half then, and Cronulla in possession and in charge of this match. Nikau is hauled down by Hunt. They're back in the red zone. They never stop coming forward. Prescott up here for another high kick. It must feel like King Canute trying to stop the wave after wave coming in off them. But here now is Andy Haig, and that's a good run. Great run from young Andy Haig. Now Prescott again.
Nice scampering run by the full-back.
Anderson comes out wide to forward to Hunt. But the referee in Pittsburgh allowed that to go. This is Alan Hunt, who takes on Peachy. And how's that? Well done, Alan Hunt. It was a mile forward that set him up, but you cannot complain about the finish. Reactionless Sean McRae. The officials miss the forward pass, but take nothing away from Hunt for the quality of the finish.
It was a determined run by the fullback Steve Prescott. Got them in this position, out wide. It was a beautiful pass, but it was forward. Either way, no one's going to complain. Let's give credit to the big centre, Alan Hunt. Beautiful swerve of the body there. See how he switched the ball away so he could fend off for the right and gets the ball across. A determined run and a good try. but all so late.
Alan Hunt then with the try. 11 tries in Super League before today, 17 for the season in all. That's 18 now. And Long from bang in front adds the extra 2. 36 points to 8.
For once, the Cronulla sliding defence was slow. Once they got the committed through there, Nickau was just a little bit too slow to fill in. And despite the fact it was just a shade forward, who cares as far as Alan Hunt is concerned.
Nickau managed to get the pass away there to Forrester, and he is Lang again. That's a great hit by Matautia. The ball shot out. Terrific, watch this.
The crowd are chanting Vila, Vila. The only problem is it came on the 52nd minute when really it should have come in the 52nd second of the game. When you come up with a big hit like that, you want to do it early in the match.
Prescott turns the ball back to Sullivan. Tackle from Healy and Nickau. Prescott again. Here's Chris Joint.
Well, he'll never throw the towel in, Chris Joint. He'll try to the bitter end.
Long, that's lovely play. Just got an ankle tap on him. Nickau all over him. Cunningham, Anderson. Oh, dearie me. He cannot afford to do that, as we've seen throughout this competition.
Well, you could see how he took his eyes off the football, looked at the defence coming towards him, was just trying to sort out whether he was going to step or maybe offload. The difference also by a long chalk is the discipline from the Southern Hemisphere sides.
Wonder how many times, Steve-O, in this competition it would be interesting, wouldn't it, to look at all the tapes again and just count up the number of times that the Aussies have come up with unforced errors. Very few, you know, that I can honestly remember. Fitness
is a key. The attention of the football is also a key to their game. They work hard into the markers and they share the work. All the great sides throughout the history of rugby league, if you share the work out on the paddock, then you will go all the way forward to the full 80 minutes. You cannot afford to have any passenger out there.
So the scrum forms. Long feeds that scrum and then gives it to Anderson. Chance for him to make immediate amends.
Well, there's players on the Saints side that really have to just lift themselves, show to their coach Sean McRae that they do have the talent. And at a point like this, at 36-8, you've got to say, okay, well, I'm going to show some individual skills.
Long will be anxious to do exactly that.
Well, at least he has taken on the defence. Quite a few little half breaks, and a couple of good breaks too.
And he gets the kick in, and he was under intense pressure then. That's a great kick, as it turns out. Rogers, feeling the ball went out on the fall, but Long under pressure, and look at this.
It did go out in the full.
Hit the whitewash.
It's a pretty wide line as well. Well, forwards or backwards, it makes no difference. That's got whitewash all over that football.
Helen's making a couple of changes. Julian O'Neill and Chris Joint are jogging off. This, meanwhile, is Rogers. Booth is on there, number 12. He's one of the men who has replaced those two. And Pickavance has returned with Simon Booth as well. Nickau now for the Cronulla Sharks. Tackled by Matautia. We'll say, Steve-O, it's 3 seasons since we've seen Nickau in the flesh. He's a much improved player.
Looks a lot fitter, doesn't he?
He does.
From the days that he was at Castleford.
That says it all, really, doesn't it?
They keep using the word intensity, and it's not just about intensity on the field of play.
Healy was taken out then by Booth. That's a great take from Prescott. He's been safe as houses under those bombs for 56 minutes.
Beautiful take there. Good work also by Anthony Sullivan. He got back and protected him. But look how keen they are. They talk about the kick and chase game situation. They came up with a penalty in the end. But Cronulla are so keen. Not just one player gets there, 3 and 4. They go and swarm all over the ball carrier.
And that's why it looks like it's a one-man band when St Helens are in possession. The ball has now reached Anderson and Long, and look, there are 2 men at him already. And another 2 that reshape and cut down Steve Prescott. Now here's Alan Hunt. That's a great run. Well, he really is taking him on, and that's going to be a penalty, and it is. Healy had a second go.
Well, there's a couple of occasions that the referees allowed play on. And the Australians are past masters at this. Tackle was completed. Once you've done that, you've got to roll away. Didn't release him, had another second go at it. Davy Campbell has had enough of this.
Yes, he's called Andrew Ettinghausen, the Cronulla captain, to him, and he's warning him. Any more, and someone is going to be in the sin bin. Pickavance.
Well, they're playing with a lot of pride now, the Saints. Another try really would just lift them.
This is Andy Haig, 11-2, the penalty count in St Helens' favour. And the Saints can't complain about that. Long to Perolini, back on the inside to Hunt. He picked that up brilliantly. Well, Hunt doesn't look out of sorts in this company, does he? Long, this is good stuff. Chip into the corner looking for Arnold. Arnold gets it, brilliantly tips it back, but only into the arms of Bell.
Now he did get his elbow on there. I thought Jeff Bell's left elbow hit the whitewash. Touchshed said play on. This must have been close. Good work by the winger, Danny Arnold.
The red zone, Steve.
The red zone.
The red line.
Well, I must be colourblind.
The run from Lang again, met by Pickavance. Lovely run from Trista.
Had a fine game, the little hooker. Not only in attack, but also in defence. He's worked hard. So as this guy since he came on.
Yes, Strauss.
He's a big boy.
Impressive. This is impressive too, Peachy. What a ball to Ettinghausen. He's got some speed for 31, but that's a great tackle by Long. Here's Green.
Good work by the sweeper there. But sheer quality and class, Peachy and E.T. combining.
Well done, Peachy. He gave that straight into the arms of Booth, and Booth has tossed it over the shoulder of Sullivan. Rogers, a devastating run again.
Well, an opportunity there. Booth got the ball out wide. Sullivan didn't take it in.
Oh, brilliant. Green with the try. You cannot allow the ball to be surrendered on the first tackle against teams of this quality. If that is one lesson that the Australians leave us with, well, so be it. They threw the chance away then. It was an awful pass and Sullivan could do nothing with it. And the end result is a try for Paul Green. They are a force, there is no doubt. Brisbane are above them in the league ladder in Australia. This Cronulla club has never won a grand final in its 30 years history, but this team has the look of a side that could be Super League premiers at the end of '97. Rogers slides 2 more points over. If Brisbane are better than this lot, they must be some side.
Well, I wish I could say that the Cronulla Sharks would wind down now, but because of the way that this competition is formatted, points difference is so important.
Let's go downstairs to Bill, who's got Derek McVie with him.
Sitting up in the stand with Derek McVie, just really admiring the way Cronulla punished that Saints slip.
They're a classy outfit, Cronulla. You know, I've had the pleasure to watch them over a number of seasons and watch them go from a fringe team to one of the best in Australia. And, mate, they are quality with absolute stamp of class about them.
I think if there's any consolation for Saints tonight that you've picked out, it's the performance of Sean Long.
I think he's had a storm of me. I'll be honest, I've never seen the kid play, but, geez, he's got a bit of spark about him. And young Anderson, too, he's played really well. So, you know, there's a few blokes out there that are going all right, but, you know, as a group, obviously, we're struggling.
The trouble is, Cronulla have got 17 out there who are all going all right.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, the English game, rather than bury their head in the sand, will learn from this and pick out why they're so much better. You know, obviously their training techniques are better and their attitude is different. So hopefully, to make this World Club Championships a success, the English clubs have got to learn from the Australian clubs and hopefully then compete with them.
And there are at least 2 of us in the stadium who will say here to that. That should have been a penalty. That isn't allowed in the modern game.
Not allowed to strike with the football, had to play the ball anymore. And you see there that Anderson just had a little bit of a flick with the right boot. But what a live wire these 2 halfbacks have been. Paul Green and Mitch Healy. They combine well. And so they should.
Get your votes in, by the way, now for the man of the match. 0891 66 55 25. 2 of you could be on the way to Wembley for the first test. Great Britain, Australia, November the 1st. Courtesy of this World Club Championship. Kick into the corner. Sullivan's in trouble. Rogers is after him. Oh, he gets the pass away somehow to Prescott, and Prescott does really well.
Good work by the winger Anthony Sullivan there, but it just shows you the quality and the difference between the kicking game between the 2 sides. That was a superbly weighted kick into the in-goal area. And a great combination between Sullivan and the fullback Steve Prescott.
Big risk, but it came off for them, but they're still less than 30 metres away from their own line. And as you say, the way the competition's set up, Steve-O, Cronulla have got to go looking for more points for the vital points difference. And they've got the ball back, have they? Yes, they have, in the shape of number 17, Jeff Bell.
Well, Matauti trying to keep the ball alive. Just a little bit too eager to get the ball before long, but there's knock-on being given there.
Matautia.
Penalty now to Cronulla, interference from Matautia. Well, a bit of frustration creeping into the Saints game at the moment. But they know that they have been defeated by a tremendous side.
Prescott takes a breather, and it's very well earned as well. Steve Prescott, he's played well. Dean Busby has come on.
Well, along with the little halfback, Sean Long, they have been the stars of this Saints side.
Look at the speed with which these Cronulla players pass the ball and chase and run on to those passes.
I was trying to say earlier, Eddie, the fact that the 2 halfbacks, Mitch Healy and Paul Green, have had so much latitude is because the Cronulla pack have worked very hard.
Look at the pace that Nick Howe hit that then.
They've all been driving
from 20
forward.
metres.
Well, they stand deep. That's one of the key areas in the Cronulla Sharks. When they get the football, they're usually running onto it.
And the difference is, Steve-O, that it's 3 passes before the St Helens defence gets to the man in possession of the ball. Look, 1, 2, 3, and there's still no tackle made. There it is now. Well, the difference is that Cronulla are up, and as soon as the man receiving it now, he'd be clobbered.
Well, they're a bit mesmerised at the moment, a bit disillusioned on the Saints side. They're just hanging back now, just trying to keep the score down, I feel.
But we've seen that, Steve-O, all the way over this past fortnight. Look at them, they're swarming all round the man in possession. They simply cannot get out of jail, St Helens. There's Busby. 1 tackle, 1 pass, tackle.
Well, apart from ET and, of course, Tawera Nukiao, I think most of the Cronulla Sharks, they are so young and fit.
Oh, you make me smile at times, you do. Tawera who, was he?
Ah, well, what's a vowel between friends?
This is Long again.
Well, you can't call him Long, but he's been playing well. Full credit to the youngster. Barely been here a week, has he? And he's fitted in quite well. Not the best kick again.
Pick advance it straight into the arms of Rogers, and here they come once more. This is a talent.
He makes it look so easy. He's got great balance.
And his dad was saying to you, Steve-O, that he thinks he might be even better even than he was.
Well, he reckons that eventually will finish up in the centres, just like his father. We haven't seen the best of him yet. Well, that means we've got a treat in store.
Brilliant. Look at this. Now they've lost it. Oh, E.T. hacks on.
Referee Campbell already called for the forward pass and the knock-on. But they really do have talent, don't they? All the way through.
If it wasn't so painful, it would be a delight to watch, wouldn't it?
Well, Barnett's played well. He's a fine winger. But the skills of David Peachey, the balance and the running of Matt Rogers.
He's lost it. Andy Hay, credit him, he did manage to get it back. It's a penalty to St Helens. The referee said that the ball was stolen in a two-man tackle.
And is correct, the full-back. Taking the ball away from Andy Hay. And you can see that Mitch Healy was around the legs. Well, let's have something from the Saints to finish with. That's better. They're standing a lot deeper on this occasion.
Alan Hunt gets it back to Hammond. Back to Arnold. Arnold to Pickavance. He's completely surrounded.
Adventurous play by the Saints. At least they're keeping it alive.
Well, why not now? I mean, 42-8. 12.5 minutes to go. Give the ball some air. Give their supporters something to remember when they're chewing over this match later. That's a good run from Leatham. Into the red zone he goes. Draws applause from the crowd.
Wonderful play by Leatham. Got over the advantage line by about 15 metres.
Hammond, he releases the pass to Andy Hay, who dumps it back into the arms of Arnold. He keeps it going to Pickavance. That's Busby. Good defence again. Jason Stevens. Long. Evades one. Back to Leatham. Leatham dabs it through and Rogers picks up. Here goes Rogers. Good job that Long was there.
Wonderful position by the winger.
Oh, the speed of Barnett. Barnett has ghosted round Hay. Sullivan's after it. Great work by Sullivan. But if Barnett's quick, the Welshman's just as quick. Has he just delayed the inevitable? Graham, another tackle on their own line by Hunt. From one end of the field to the other by the Sharks. Now played properly.
Second row, Nick Graham didn't get a foot to that. Just rolls it back. Well, he forward actually. Did get a foot to it. My apologies to the second rower. But the way that the winger came onto that football was quite superb. And so was the tackle. Never say die attitude by Anthony Sullivan. Well, he showed there that he at least has the speed on the winger, Richard Barnett.
Young Anderson now, only 20, the Academy International. Andy Haig, another youngster, he's only 21. It'll do these young players no harm at all to be exposed to this sort of pressure, this sort of speed, this sort of commitment and skill. And here's Cunningham. Well, he scored a corker of a try in the semi-final from just such a position as that. Here's Hammond, though, nowhere for him to go.
Once again, good scrambling defence by the Sharks.
Pickavance over the head of Long. He manages to hang on to it, but they've gone backwards a little. Anderson will kick for touch.
Good thinking by the youngster.
Well, these young players, Steve-O, know the standards that can be achieved with the correct dedication, the training, the balanced diet, sensible living. They can see what they can aspire to. Give us a ring now for your man of the match. 0891 66 55 25. Phone lines open now for the next 10 minutes or so. And don't forget the prize for two of you. 2 tickets to the first test at Wembley, November the 1st. Great Britain, Australia. Way up high in the Olympic Gallery. Fantastic view of the old stadium. And let's hope that on the 1st of November we're cheering a British victory.
Well, I get the impression that this Cronulla Sharks side have gone up a couple of cogs, a couple of gears from last week's win against Warrington. There was a lot of intensity in it. Swinging arm there by Kieran Cunningham.
Green hoists the kick. Midfield bomb. Cronulla look a lot more eager to take it than the Saints do. Peachy now slides the kick through. Anderson does well. Well, he has certainly impressed every time he's come on, young Paul Anderson. Andy Haig running the ball across his own try line.
Look at the determination there. It's been a great feature is the way that the two markers at the play of the ball have just shut nearly everything that St Helens has thrown at them.
That's a good run though from Cunningham. 20 metres made there.
There's not many opportunities as a hooker.
St Helens are standing round. The difference is when St Helens have the football, they are standing in a line and watching as one of their colleagues takes it up single-handedly. When Cronulla get the ball, they line up back down the field and they're all heaving forward and demanding the football.
Well, there you see the second marker applying the pressure to Sean Long, though he did well. It was a nice step. Now went backwards, so that's play on. Now they've got to close him down.
Peachy, and this now is Barnett. Collared.
About the 10. Neither on that occasion. They're looking very tired now.
This is the danger zone, isn't it? Inside the last 10 minutes, well inside. Well, that's good play by Hunt. Here's Nick out. Elusive running from Nick out. The ball bounces to Green. Brilliant hands to Stevens. Lovely support from E.T. Out wide it goes. Rogers is there. And Rogers comes back inside, straightens it up, dumps it back. Brilliant, brilliant try. Forrester. Absolutely sensational play. Forrester with the try. It went through hands after hands after hands before Forrester touched down.
Well, you could just sit back and watch this all night, couldn't you? Devastating play by Nick Howe, but look at the quality of the handling. Step down there, back on the inside. Beautiful positioning by E.T. Get the ball out wide. You can see Sullivan had come in, and Rogers even had the strength. And the second row of Forrester, he's worked hard in defence. He's deserved at least to get on the score sheet. Look at this, the hand, superb. Great play by Jason Stevens. Out wide, and look at the balance of Rogers. Step, 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 but has the strength. Even with the attention there, he got the ball away. Fine effort.
Absolutely breathtaking football. Watched on the big screen here by the St Helens crowd and applauded by them as well. And Forrester will remember this trip. Hadn't scored before he left Australia with Cronulla, and now he's scored in successive rounds of the World Cup Championship. And generous applause from the disappointed St Helens supporters. Absolutely magnificent play, a lesson. And we talked about a learning curve before this championship got underway. It is a massive learning curve, and Cronulla worthy winners tonight. Sensational stuff.
Two tired defenders out wide. It's an enormous gap down there. Well, a few of these St Helens defenders, they've gone out for lunch now, I'm afraid. Eager Beavers, but look how Rogers just weaves in and out. Good support play. Well, he's deserved that. He's tackled his heart out of the second row, Wade Forrester.
4.5 minutes to go. It's not over yet for these hard-worked and I would think now, I would venture to suggest, worn-out St Helens players.
It was a fine effort for the first 35 minutes. But as you mentioned at half-time, Eddie, the floodgates opened. Mainly due to the fact that it was just sheer skill.
Good run from Pickavance, 40 metres from his own line. Cunningham keeping it going, as will Pickavance and Anderson. Long now, joint. Oh, look
See,
at the defence.
even when they get the ball away, just swarms up to them.
It's worth emphasising that there will be no let up by this Cronulla side, because again, let's emphasise it, it's this points difference that could be crucial at the end of the day. And here goes Peachy. Peachy has skinned them all. He's got support from Barnett, but that's a knock-on. And the referee will bring it back. Samet thought he was on his way to the line.
World class is a fullback, David Peachy. Ben Samet thought perhaps he was glory bound. Spotted by the referee, the little knock on, but the ease in which David Peachey just rolled the ball across his chest. They took the dummy. It was a great break on the blind side. What a talent. Keep your eye out for David Peachey. I'm sure that he will be coming with the Australians at the end of our Super League season in Europe. The Aussies are coming, and I'm sure that this...
It's worth just mentioning that Matt Rogers, who has got 7 clean breaks to his name, has also got 20 points in the match tonight, and that's for the 4th time in his career. And the club record points in a match total is 26. And guess who holds that particular accolade? None other than one Mr. Steve Rogers, who is our guest on the programme tonight. Matthew Rogers' dad, and a very proud father he is.
Scrambling to defence again. Bit of a knock on there. Saints head and feed. Oh, not the best pass either.
Alan Hunt has got a bruised shoulder, just to add a little bit of injury to this insult.
Oh, what a big hit there. Jason Stevens put the shoulder in then.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that will have pleased St Helens supporters and their coach, the performance of this fella, Sean Long.
Well, he's proven to be a great buy, isn't he?
Pickavance releases it. Cunningham picks up the pieces. Here now is Andy Leatham. Booth, Hammond, Long, Anderson, out wide to Busby. Back on the inside to Sullivan. Sullivan tips it infield to Nickow. That's a knock on.
There'll be play on.
And it is.
They'll play the advantage back to 6, surely.
Yes, it is. Pickavance just managed to flick that back with his fingernails. Booth. First tackle that.
Another great tackle by the second rower, Wade Forrester. He really has impressed me, this big second rower Forrester and his workload.
Hammond spreads it wide to Joint, but straight then into the arms of Samet, and Samet can see a 4-pointer, but here comes Sullivan again. Sullivan, a great effort. Did Samet ground that ball?
I think he might have lost that.
It was a wonderful effort in defence again from Sullivan, and David Campbell wisely is handing it on to the video ref. It was a fabulous chase back by Anthony Sullivan. Now, did he ground the ball properly? No.
Lost it. No control. All the way down. You must have total control. He lost it. Caught up with it. Well then, will he give it? I don't think he'll give this one. He loses it there. So it's a no try. But there again.
Well, have you just changed your name to Jeff Berry, the video ref?
He's had his work cut out tonight.
He has. He's had a few decisions to make.
But there he loses the football, and pretty conclusive. Lost control.
Well, the referee, the video ref, Jeff Berry, is taking his time making this decision. Our instant reaction, having seen that, is no try, but it doesn't matter what we think, Steve-O. It's down to him. He wants to see it back and forward again.
Well, I'd hate to send him for a cup of tea. It'd be cold by the time he got it back.
He might bring the right number of sugars for you, though. Here's the decision after all that. No try. Biggest cheer of the night. Ben Samet doesn't agree. But the picture was totally, completely and utterly conclusive. But credit Anthony Sullivan, that's twice now he's saved certain tries with wonderful chases back.
Been a great battle between them, hasn't it? Richard Barnett.
Matautia's lost the ball again. It was stolen though. 2-man tackle.
Yeah, Lang got to him in the end, and then Forrester came across to finish him off.
Well, this will surely now be the last play for St Helens, because time is up. So you'll hear the siren shortly. This is Anderson, and out wide it goes to Joint. Come on, Saints, finish with a flourish. Maybe not. E.T.'s tackle on Chris Joint brings this match to an end. Players shake hands on both sides.